Thank you. My name is Elias Mugisha. I have two questions, one going to Peter Laz and one going to Dot and Lagan. Laz, I would like you to speak about the loss to GDP because of the productivity and delays in traffic. I know you've done a feasibility study, so I would like you to give us a picture of how much we're losing to GDP because of the poor roads. Secondly, I would like you to discuss on the Kampala airport. I am aware that the designs have been done, owned by the employer. I would like to give us some of the challenges that you've gone through where the advantages of a turnkey project and where the employer owns the designs. What are the challenges? Because I've had a number of complaints about where the employer owns the designs and where the contractor owns his own designs. Secondly, I would like to ask a question on Lagan. You formed a JV with a local contractor. What are the advantages? It's been a successful JV. Kindly give us some of your advantages that you've been able to pull up this.
Talking about the GDP and the traffic situation, if you could pick that one up first.
Hello. Yes, thank you for that question on the Kampala roads project. Now, why does it make sense to invest money in fixing the roads in Kampala? There are a number of reasons for that, and you may be aware of some of the reasons, and others perhaps might surprise you. But 65% about of Uganda's GDP is generated in Kampala. 65%. The road network of Kampala is around 2,100 kilometers. Now that is only about 1.5% of Uganda's road network. Yet that 1.5% of Uganda's road network carry over 60% of the vehicles in Uganda. So you see the huge disparity. And for years, I'm sorry to say, funding for maintenance and upgrading of roads in Kampala has been very, very lacking behind. So the poor roads in Kampala, only 20% of the roads in Kampala are in reasonable condition. That means that the cost of doing business in Kampala is disproportionately much higher than it ought to be for a capital city in Africa. So the delays, just the delays of sitting in endless traffic jams, and as the person putting the question alluded to, we have done the feasibility report now, and it is being reviewed by Minister of Finance. So every day it is estimated that 3 million man-hours, productive man-hours, are wasted in traffic in Kampala. Now, if you run a business out of some of the suburbs around Kampala, you will find it more and more difficult to run any kind of errands into and out of the city. Just a trip from Mukono to Kampala can take easily 2 hours. So if you have a delivery to make, you can only make one delivery a day. So it has been estimated both by the World Bank and other studies, and also KCCA themselves, that about 7% of Uganda's GDP is lost, which is equivalent to about $3 or $4 billion a year, is lost due to the poor roads in Kampala. So fixing roads in Kampala has a multiplier impact on the GDP of Uganda. So that's why this project ticks all the right boxes, and this project, I'm hoping that we can make this project happen in the near future. I don't know if I answered that question.
Yes, I'm Andrew once again. Whereas I'm the regional director for Lagan, a British firm, I'm also a Ugandan who is in charge of the region. That is East Africa at large and Africa in terms of the markets. But as a Ugandan, As a Ugandan, the companies, the joint venture, two companies, Lagan Group and Dot Services. So the synergies of the two companies have actually been the story behind the success of the joint venture. The local player, who is Dot Services, has helped us understand the laws of the region, the culture on the ground, the local market in terms of potential, and the local stakeholders' engagements. On the international scene, Lagan has highly participated, and on that part I will let Jerry compliment on that.
Yeah, I think as Andrew was saying, having a local partner is essential when you're entering a new market, because we all can work our way through the systems, but having an understanding of the systems over the years, which Dot had, makes that easier, and also understanding the local market. And it also came to the fore when we were enveloped in that strange time that was COVID, when everything seemed to shut down, and yet we wanted to continue. But it meant from our side, we had limited travel. In fact, I took a very strange journey to Uganda in the middle of COVID, and it really wasn't a apocalyptic world, because there was no one on the plane, very few on the airport, and I suddenly thought, have I dropped into a wormhole somewhere and gone somewhere else? So having a local partner there who could increase resources and continue to the project in difficult times was really a godsend and essential. From our point of view, and what Dot get from us, is we have carried out projects around the globe. Lagan has worked on more or less every corner of the globe, from the Caribbean to South America to the Pacific Islands to Hong Kong Airport. And so we have a grasp of how to deliver big projects, how to deliver them well, and how to ensure that the quality, health and safety issues, and the social and environmental issues are dealt with. And sometimes, and it's not belittling the local company, because a lot of companies are very, very well established, and I have to applaud Uganda for its higher standards across the country. We bring that extra dimension. Plus, we have that access to funding, which again helps secure projects, to be able to bring cheap funding to the country and enable the project to be progressed. So it's a nice marriage, a nice mix. Like every marriage, there's a few arguments now and again, but you get over them, and we continue on. And we will continue till the success of the project and in future projects as well. But before I leave this, and before we lose time to say it, I want to just say a couple of thanks to a number of people. Evelyn Anite, the Minister for Finance, has been very, very supportive and very, very helpful in helping us to get through all these difficult challenges in the early days. UIA, with Robert, has been instrumental in helping us as well as all his team and his team on the ground who we interact every day. But more importantly, the people of Uganda yourself, because as Lars says, everywhere we go, we've had a friendly face. We have people that are willing to help us resolve the problems when we raise them. They may not be instant resolutions, but they're willing to go away, think, engage with us, and resolve the problems. And I think that's very, very important from an investor point of view, to know that he has the confidence that he's been listened to, and when he asks for something to be done, he or she, that it is looked at seriously and acted upon. So I congratulate the people of Uganda as well for making an open and welcoming environment.
Just a little bit of highlight on some of the challenges in terms of doing business and what Uganda is doing to improve the business environment and make it easier and easier to invest and trade with Uganda. One of the major things that I know the government of Uganda, with support also from the British government, is to reduce the cost of doing business. And this is reducing the cost of energy, reducing the time spent in doing business, and that is the cost of transportation, and also the cost of raw materials, and making it easy for investors to come and invest with the Uganda Investment Authority, Uganda Revenue Authority, we have here, Uganda Registration Services Bureau, and all these are agencies that are currently being put under one roof to be able to ensure that when an investor walks into one door, he can be able to get registration, licensing, taxation registration, and all the necessary investment licenses that one would require. Improvement of efficiency, yes, I mentioned that, and also corruption, which has been a challenge. But I know we have a representative from the IGG's office. We also have some legislators here who are ensuring that the right laws are put in place and the right enforcement. We at the British High Commission, Department for Business and Trade, we are happy and pleased to continue to engage. I've had engagement with a number of British potential investors who have met here. I've met others also in Kampala. There is a lot of interest in investing and trading with Uganda. We are looking forward to continue to support you. It takes time, like Lars said. However, this is also to ensure that the right projects, the right financing, the right products, the right quality are all put in place to ensure that we get the best out of the business relationship between the United Kingdom and the government of Uganda and also private sector. Thank you very much.
Okay, can I just say one more thing? This is the man here. Now, British High Commission have been very instrumental for both Lars and ourselves